Hello, COMM8400 Section 2 students. This is a video that will guide you through the self-directed activities I'd like you to work on this week. And to start this process, I'm going to share the screen to show you where I'd like you to move to do this. First off, enter your class shell and go to Content. I've organized all the self-directed activities together, and I would like you to go to Complete after your class. And then what I would like you to do is start at the top. There will be a video here, Strategies for Being a Good Listener. It's a self-directed or a little mini lecture. Please watch that. I'm going to move back. And when you're done that, please take this little activity where you work through questions and you'll listen to something, and it'll be a bit of a quiz to see how well you listen and practicing. You're not being graded. This is practice to get you thinking about how you listen. So this is a little self-contained activity that will happen. Hit the little arrow buttons and move forward. Then go to Video Approaches to Questioning. Watch this small lecture video, and I'll move back. And when you're done watching that video, work on the activity question types. Fill in the information, work through it, and when you're done, please put your, and I'll show you what I have it looking like here. It's a little worksheet. Here's a scenario. Read this and then think about what question would you ask in an open style. So that's like what or how or why. If you're having a closed type of question, that would be something that could be answered in yes or no. And I'd like you to also to think about what the response might be from the person you're talking. Just think through. If you have a loaded question, that's where they can only answer one way. A question like, why do you hate Microsoft products so much? That's pretty directed, and this only can be answered really in a negative way, for example. Hypothetical. Well, what would happen to all of your Microsoft files if we switched over to Google? That's kind of thinking big. What might happen? A hypothetical kind of question. And a two-part question. Something perhaps like, well, what is the reason for you to want to give up on Microsoft, and what's so great about Google? That's two parts. That's two questions. They're two separate things to answer. So you're smashing two questions together into one sentence. So work through that, fill it out. Think about how you might ask that open question, starting with how, why, or what. A closed question, which can only be answered yes or no. You have hypothetical, loaded, and the two-part kind of question. Just write out something. Think about how you might ask the question. I don't want you to ask two-part questions. I'd like you to very carefully use hypothetical questions in real life and avoid using loaded questions, because all they do is antagonize the person you're speaking with. But I'd like you to think about what experience you've had in seeing them yourself and how you might respond, or how your person you're speaking with might respond. So complete that. When you're done, drop your worksheet with your name and student number, drop it into the assignment folder here. It goes towards your class activities mark that I'll do in week 7 before the break. Then I'd like you to drop in here and take a look at this, another short video, a small lecture video about writing and credibility. Another video in this space. Just please watch that. I've labeled them for you. And after you've done watching that recording, I would like you to then take out your cell phone, and I would like you to write a little review about your cell phone. What you like about your cell phone, what you don't like about your cell phone, and whether you'd buy another one again. Imagine you are writing for a online review place. And think about, well, if I was going to go shopping for a phone, what would I want to know about that phone? And then write 3 or 4 sentences explaining, write a review that way. Think your way through. What do you really like? What don't you like? And what's your conclusion? Would you buy another? Would you not? What would you like to change? Think about it that way. It allows you to build an opinion with some substance around it. And if I'm hoping that a few students will share their reviews in class next week, a little bit of creativity and fun around the phone. Also this week, there is a discussion post topic. I'd like you to watch this video about listening and then answer these 2 what questions in the discussion post. And then go out and within that discussion forum, take a look at whether or not, and look at other students' posts and offer a comment or ask a question. At least 2 other posts. Take a look at after you've completed yours. You must complete yours first. After you've completed yours, offer comment on at least 2 others. Ask a question, offer a comment, be constructive, have a conversation. And then practice questions for quiz 2 are here. This will help you prepare for quiz 2 next week on Monday. And there's a small little exit ticket here. I'd like you to just offer your thoughts there at the end of this week after we've talked about the power of listening and questions through this week's lessons. Just offer a thought in there. So again, if you have any questions at all as you're working through this after class activities or self-directed activities more accurately, send me an email and we can also discuss it in class next week. But I do encourage you to work on these self-directed activities within the week that I assign them to you. Even though the marks don't accumulate immediately, it's very easy to have this work pile up towards the end of the first half of the semester. And in the discussion forums, it works best in the discussion forums if postings happen early, so then other people have an opportunity to come back in. You can't make a discussion forum work in only 1 day. It's too much work for everyone to try and make their comments happen inside. So please space out your self-directed activities. And I would encourage you to space out all of your self-directed activities from all of your courses. Because in the 2 weeks leading up to the break, week 6 and week 7, the last 2 weeks of February, there will be a lot of assignments that start coming in many of your courses. That's my understanding. It gets to that midpoint break. I've left a little bit of space with the major assignment there before the break. It actually comes in week 9 to give a bit of breathing space, but I'll still mark the discussion boards as a group and the class activities as a group before the break week. So I encourage you to stay on top of your assignments and the self-directed activities. It will make your life as a student easier without having everything all smashed together in the last 2 weeks of the first week of the first half of the semester, that week 6 and 7. It's very difficult when you have everything happening and classes to decide which you're going to work on first. Give yourself time and plan ahead, set your time of when you can work on the self-directed activities from each of your classes. I look forward to seeing you in class next week, and I'm also looking forward to reading some of your smartphone reviews after you deposit them or after you hang on to them. Well, I'll ask you to come to the microphone in class. Take care. See you next week. As always, send me an email if you have any questions. Bye-bye.